Good day, everyone. Today, we will discuss how to write or make an assertion and counterclaim. But before that, what is the difference between assertion and counterclaim? Assertion is the act of asserting or that which is asserted, positive declaration or affirmation, affirmation, statement asserted, it is a positive advance. While counterclaim is suit filed by defendant against a plaintiff secondary to the original complaint. So, let's begin. What is assertion? Assertion is a statement used to make a declaration or to express strong belief on a particular topic, often without evidence. Assertion also can be formulated after reading a story or a poem, and even after watching a play. Any writer would want the reader to consider and possibly agree to the claims that he or she puts forward to simplify. Assertion is a declarative sentences that claims something is true about something else. It is a sentences that is either true or false. The purpose of writing an assertion is for the writer to convey directly an idea or feeling to convince the reader to accept the writer's interpretation of the particular literary work. There are three different types of assertion can be used in formal or informal writing. This includes basic assertion, emphatic assertion, and I-language assertion. Firstly, let's talk about basic assertion. Basic assertion is a statement used to express the writer's feelings, belief, and opinions directly. This type of assertion is usually used in writing formal paper like thesis and dissertation. Example: the Philippines has advanced civilization before the colonization of Spain. Form and branches of government, social structure, and existence of ancient writing are some of the evidence that proves the advancement of the pre-colonial period. As you can see, the first part of the sentence it is considered as the basic assertion, while the second sentence contains evidence that support the assertion. Second, emphatic assertion. Empathic assertion is a statement used to express empathy or on how a person understands the feeling and emotions of the literary author. This can be used on writing a formal or informal paper. It is usually composed of two parts. The first part is the statement that recognizes the situation or even the feeling of the characters on the text being read. The second statement, where the writer states his stand about the situation. Example: I know that the Philippines before pre-Spaniards colonization has their system of writing called baybayin. This alone proves that the Filipinos are literate as opposed to the Spaniards' claim. The first recognizes the situation based on the text being read. The second part contains the writer's stand on the situation presented. Lastly, I-language assertion. I-language assertion is a statement used to express the feeling and preference of the writer. It is called I-language because it focuses on the writer and is using the pronoun I. This type of assertion is recommended if the author wants to express negative feeling and opinion. This is best used in writing a review or reflection paper. It composed of three parts. The first part contains accurate information from literary work, especially the topic the writer disagree with, the signal word when you. The second part includes the effect or feeling of the writer towards the topic, and its signal word are it affects and I want. The last part includes the preference or recommendation of the writer, and its signal word are therefore, I prefer, and I want. Example: upon reading that the ancient Filipino civilization is divided into three social classes, namely the Maharlika, Timawa, and Alipin, I feel proud because of the civilization, social advancement, and at the same time sad because of the promulgation of social differentiation. With this finding, I want to do further research on the existence of these social classes stigma. The example given is divided into three parts that includes the feelings and the preference of the writer. Two factors that must be considered before formulating assertion. Determine the type of paper you are going to write and can either be formal or informal paper. Determine the type of literary work you are going to examine includes novel, poem, journal, article, or theatre play. It is the best to include facts and evidence after every assertion. This is done to make a strong stand on every claimed assertion. Four types of assertion according to degree of uncertainty. And these are statement of fact, statement of convention, statement of opinion, and statement of preference. Statement of fact. Statement of fact that can be proven objectively by direct experience, testimonies of witnesses, verified observations, or the result of research. Because statement of fact can be double-checked for accuracy, there is general statement about the truth you possess. It is easy to say which is fact or opinion. Fact is there is evidence to support. We will take COVID-19 as an example. Coronavirus started in transmission of virus from animals to human in 2019. Pretty obvious that it is a fact. That is why it is called COVID-19 because it started in 2019. That's a fact. Statement of Convention. Statement of convention is a way in which something is done similar to tradition and norms. Can be verified only by preference to historical precedent, custom, laws, rules, and common usage. A convention may sound punctual, but no amount of observation or measurement will prove a statement of convention is true. Well, for example, coronavirus is a viral disease. We know that there are classification or type of disease like whether it is bacterial, fungal, or viral. This is based on classification system created by medical experts. For now, COVID-19 is considered a viral disease. Statement of opinion. Many experts believe this is called subjective universality. For example, I think government has reacted poorly to the coronavirus pandemic. The I is personal and tentative and uncertain, but it also claims the degree of universality, that even if we don't agree with it, I think we should. Opinions are usually grounded in reasons. Even the reasons are not always good. Opinion invite resistance because it is an opinion, expects agreement, but it invites disagreement. Statement of preference. Statement of preference is based on personal choice, your desire or wish. Statement of preference also have expressions, and these are I want, I like, and I would rather do this. For example, sunflower is the most beautiful and most fragrant of all flowers. That is preference, desire, or wish. Your statement should be grounded in reasons, but these are largely personal, subjective, specific, and rooted in circumstances, or taste, or simply preference. And now, let's proceed to counterclaim. So, what is counterclaim? It is a counter statement or counter agreement. If you did not agree to the claim you are reading or etc., you are making a counterclaim. Also, if you make a counterclaim, you must understand the point of the claim because if you don't understand the claim, then you can't make a counterclaim. So, how to formulate counterclaims? When writing an argumentative essay, you need to acknowledge the valid point of the other side of the argument. Counterclaim provide an opposing viewpoint to the central claim. Including a counterclaim in your writing help you to prove that yes, your opinion is best substantiated or most widely supported one. Counterclaims are claims made to rebut previous claim. They prove a contrasting perspective to the main argument. For example, the claim is some people say that cell phones should be banned in schools because they distract students from learning. And the counterclaim for this is students should be allowed to bring cell phones for emergency purposes. So, as you can see, counterclaim is opposing for what the claim is. Dingson gave the following questions that will help you to formulate a counterclaim. And these are what are the major points on which you and the authors can disagree? What is the strongest argument? What did they say to defend their position? What are the merits of their view? What are the weaknesses or shortcomings in their argument? Are there any hidden assumptions? Which line from the text best support the counterclaim you have formulated? That are the 5 questions that help you to formulate a counterclaims. So, how to introduce counterclaims? To introduce the counterclaims, we need to start off introducing the counterclaims with phrases such as the opposing view is that, some people think, some may say that, and may other believe. That are some of the phrases to start off the counterclaims. After you introduce counterclaim, you then have to discuss why the counterclaim is incorrect. You can start off the rebuttal in a number of ways, such as despite this information, nevertheless, and however. This is your opportunity to prove why the opposing viewpoint is wrong. For example, on the other hand, some people say that rock music contains lyrics that are both rebellious and provocative. This point of view makes sense because in the article it states that one form of music, punk rock, concentrates purely on antisocial subjects as a basis for its songs. However, rock music itself is not enough to make a teenager rebel against society, because the article also says that the verge teenager does not take it seriously and concentrates more on the music value of the songs rather than the inner meaning of the lyrics. Therefore, even though lyrics in rock and roll music show hints of anarchy and social rebellion, it is not a threat to society. As you can see in the example, the phrases that introduce the counterclaim is on the other hand, and the phrases that address the original claim is however. And lastly, the phrase that conclude the paragraph is therefore. And that's all. Thank you for listening.